It's been a long time, I know. Now I have an explanation on why I didn't post for a bit. Um, I'm currently in an internship, so yeah. Okay, so today it's just gonna be me, just freestyling this. I don't know what I'm gonna make, like the deck list, but just me talking about my life half of the time, and me just talking about um how I'm building this deck and what my thought process is. So yeah, now which one? Dragon Empire, Total Control. Fuck it, Dragon Empire. Now, here's the thing. The reason I only post Dragon Empire and stuff at this point is because I'm a Dragon Empire main. If you didn't know, I don't play Stoike. I don't play. No, I don't play Dark States. I don't play Grand Gate. I don't play lyrical stuff like that. I just play Dragon Empire and Token Run. I don't even think I've posted anything about Token Run, but whatever. So yeah, um, what are we gonna build? Um, it's a very good question, me. Um, yeah, uh, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. We're building Shiranui, whatever. Um, this will be simple. It's gonna be Sudoji Grade 2 Redland because it's the best right line for Shiranui. I don't care what people say. Genkai is shit compared to Sudoji. Um, yeah, you just get this started. Um, Seizi is grade 1, the grade 0 is gonna be where the fuck is Madoe? Where the fuck is Madoe? Yeah, there it is. Retake crash, yeah, whatever. I mean, there is no difference anyway. So, I'm gonna start with grade zeros first. I mean, it's gonna be like 8 grades, 3 forms, OT, heal, whatever. Um, I'm just going to start blabbering about my life. So, this past few weeks, I've been preparing for, myself for internship, and I'm actually already in my internship right now. Um, what I'm trying to say is that I'm currently preparing for my seventh semester, which is going to be uh, me. What the fuck is it called? I'm basically going to go to Japan in August, and then go back in September, and then um, in October, if I got my scholarship to Japan for the semester. Um, so basically, in my campus, I would there's this chance that I can get a scholarship for my seventh semester. It's it basically goes to any country, any three countries that you pick, and I'm going to go to Japan for two of my picks, and then the last one I'm going to go to Malaysia because I don't know my third pick, and I need to pick three. So yeah, Malaysia it is. Um, so now I applied. I put my information in. Uh, I'm done with the first stage, which is just basically fill out everything, documents, etc. I've done my second stage, which is interview. I don't know what the first stages, but I hope it's not something hard. Um, and I'm just waiting for that. I don't know when they're gonna give me the result or if I'm going to go into the next stage, etc., etc. And now I'm just basically, like I said, doing my doing my internship. So um, my internship is not that hard. It's just that I need to do a lot of things like um, rewriting documents. By me rewriting, I mean um, make it more um, not make it more compact, but make it more simple for people to read because turns out it's really hard to read extremely long documents or thought. So yeah, where am I? 38, whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, the reason, like, I'm going to go back to this, the list. The reason on why I'm not playing Farhat is because I don't know what to cut. It's also is to straight up photo. My gameplay is different than other decks. I mean different. I mean, if I have Isolo, most of the time I'm not going to ride. I take a lot of damage early on because I want to use Isolo skill. I mean, that all depends on how many Isolo I get. If I have none, I try to damage in 9. But I always want at least two CB open. At least that's how I play this deck, and been giving me it's giving my opponent really weird kind of thought process because not all Shiranui players play like me, so they're not really prepared for what I'm trying to do. Which is basically just playing Isaso, and then if I don't have any more Isaso, I ride up to grade 3, regardless of what my opponent's playing, even if they're playing Shiranui. Yeah. So yeah, uh, that's that's why I don't play Farhat. Anyway, going back to my life. Um, and yeah, yeah. If I count and if I got lucky, this okay. So in the first, let me think. In 9th of April, I'm going to go to Japan for about 2 weeks with with my family because there's going to be like 2 like 1 to 2 weeks of holiday for me at that time, and then August to September I have my campus is doing a summer course in Japan with Aso College. So and it's mandatory, so I need to join. But I have a choice: either join now or join next year. And if I join next year, there's a big chance that I don't go because I need to find work. Basically, my campus is very hard on getting a job before you actually pass, before you actually graduate, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, um, now I'm going to go my semester, which is internship for a semester. Now, if I don't, for my seventh semester, like I said, I'm trying to go to Japan for that semester. But if I don't get that opportunity, I'm most likely going for 6 more internship, and then my eighth semester, hopefully, if nothing goes wrong, is going to be my thesis project. So yeah, um, what the hell? Yeah, no. there's going to be now going back to the tag list. Basically, I'm not going to explain this much. I'm not going to explain a lot when I'm building this deck. I will explain it after I build this deck. This is my current deck, actually. Um, but the reason why I run Shiranui instead of what the fuck is it called? Um, is it, if I'm not wrong, Biorbis? Yeah, the reason why I don't run Biorbis is because even though I'm running, even though I'm running to Aspera, this is basically my business. The reason on why I'm not playing pre-orders, even though I'm running Aspera is because this is searchable. Like I said, I play a very different style than other people. I am Isaso. I focus on Isaso a lot more than pre-orders because even though pre-orders there's a lot of more utility, 15k shield, retire Rega plus 5k when riding to grade 3 or striding, draw a card. It doesn't hold a candle to this. It's, like I say, search always is also, and it makes your Doji better as a right line because you can call this if you don't have Isaso, but in the end, you want to call Isaso a lot more. So yeah, um, now my life. Now I'm going to go back to my life. Now my life is just currently having a ball work as a whole. I'm not getting much sleep. Well, not or not less sleep, but I don't get much sleep as before. Pardon my broken English, but yeah, it's the result of me not sleeping because I'm slightly busy doing my work. So yeah, just a quick thing before I go to the last part of the video, which is just basically explaining why my list is like this. Um, that I'm trying to focus on my like on my scores, but I think it's too late now. So I don't want to make a big fuss about it. But I'm not this like big YouTubers. Like I know YouTube is too big to fail, but there's a lot of risk involved in YouTube. And YouTube, you need a lot of luck. You need a lot of luck, and you need skill to process that luck to something that is workable. So if someone asking if I'm going full time on YouTube, first of all, fuck no. TCG YouTubers as a whole, like they don't make their whole like card game YouTube like TCG um YouTube as like their full time unless they're fucking expensive like Post Malone or some shit like that. And even then, he's an artist. Um, is because there's not a lot of people that's interested in TCGs. Some people might say that it's not the case. A lot of people is interested in TCGs, but the problem with that kind of thinking is that by I mean a lot, I mean more than like 10, 15, 20 million people. People interested in TCGs, and I can tell you, like TCGs as a whole, don't even break like 5 million. I I'm just can't process that much people, that that many people plays TCGs and is very interested in it, engaged in it. It's just not possible because of finding locations, um, having it be a physical card. So you need to play it face to face or remote, etc., etc. Basically, it's a really hard thing for TCGs, especially YouTube for TCGs as a whole. I content creating for TCGs and make it all live, unless you stream it almost every day, like different, not almost every day, but a lot of times a week, like different fights. If I'm not wrong, like I don't really watch him that much anymore. Like I said, I'm trying to focus on my internship currently, and I'm not even really engaged in watching YouTube as a whole. That's just about my life. So yeah, I'm not very interested in watching YouTube. Like I make this content because I feel like it. So yeah, um, that's about it. For my life, etc. For my life, my uh, like basically what I'm doing the past few months. Like I'm preparing for me to go to Japan. I've been waiting for this opportunity for an extremely long time, and I'm not going to go let it pass. If I don't get it, like I'm not letting it pass without a battle first or without a fight. So I'm just trying my hardest to like get to Japan for my for my academics, stuff like that. Basically, my studies. So yeah. Now that being over, yeah, this is my list. 310 is the Shiranui. Basically mandatory. It's for you to have the G deck for some reason. Um, what is it called? Deck lock still allows you to have a G deck even though you don't have the required guideline. I don't know when they're gonna fix it. Even though I'm a judge, I'm not Bushiro themselves. So yeah, energy crash because it's mandatory. Now I'm going to go um like a bit of not a rant, just um, explaining why, in my opinion, energy is, in my open opinion, needed. You. What I'm trying to say is, energy generator. Yeah, energy generator. Um, I like this as a concept. I like this in execution. I like it as a whole. A lot of people don't like it being uninteractable, but um, yeah, it's for like this being an uninteractable. What is it called? Resource means that you need to know and you need to use the energy that you have. So yeah, that's about me for the only positive in energy. Now I'm going to go to the things that I do not like. First of all, I do not like it being like, do you know the energy counter? Hold on, give me a second. Like this, I don't like this. I don't like this. Like I don't like this. I like this. I don't. I like the energy card. I don't like the energy card. Like why a lot of people like, what I'm trying to say is I don't like energy the counters, not energy the mechanic. I don't like energy counters. I like energy cards, energy markers. The reason on why I like cards more than energy counters is because like even though you need 10 energy cards and that takes deck box space, and so most like all Bushiro decks, if you double sleeve your deck, don't even fit if you have a G deck, but it fits with an energy counter. But the problem with me with energy counter is that you see something like this. Yeah, you can put magnets in it, The problem is, um, this is this is basically has the same thickness as this if you're putting magnets in it. And there's a reason on why energy cards exist because you can fidget with it. This I can't really fidget with it, and the more that if I like when I dig through rulings and what I ask to my friends in Japan, basically when you want to count with energy with this energy counter, you can't really move this. You can't like six. I'm going to temporarily put a four, put a zero, 4 to 1 because I want to count and then put it back to six. No, you can't really do that when you have like six energy. That coin that you use to indicate it needs to be there, and it's basically say that you like some people say it cannot be moved unless you use it. But with energy cards, you can, because it's a physical thing. Um, and be and because this is a token, it doesn't really exist outside of the game. Um, if you don't have that much energy, so let's say you have five energy cards, and you can basically split three to two to one, and etc. to count easier, and basically for you to have an easier time counting. And e- even though you have a lot of energy, your opponent is fast, and that takes a toll. Like like 5 to 10 rounds, you're going to have enough saying like how many energy do you have. The energy cards. Is it energy cards? Yeah, energy cards. That's what my opinion. Um, so yeah, I don't like energy counter. I like energy cards. I know I'm gonna get flat, but I don't care. I'm tired. So yeah, and so do you. A lot of people say it's gonna get hit in the next ban list, but in my opinion, I don't think it will. Because I have a very good reason on why it's not being hit. Even though almost all teams have Shododoji, Shododoji's skill, in my opinion, for the check top 5, that's not the threat. In my opinion, the first skill, like the on-play skill, is not a threat. That's in my opinion. But I know I'm gonna get flagged. I know I'm gonna get shit talk. I don't care. But in my opinion, the first skill is not what is it called? It's not a problem. It's basically compared to Genkai, this gives one more soul. Basically filters two cards and one more soul, and it is immediate unlike Genkai, which is rolled upon if I'm not wrong. The problem with Shododoji is the name. It enables Isazo because turns out Tenrei is not as good as Isazo, and turns out when you have Shenri, Isazo is even more broken. When you have Utsuroi, it's also even more broken. This is what I mean when I say Shidodoji is not the problem. Isazo is the problem. And I think Bushiroad would hit Isazo instead of Shidodoji. That's my opinion. Unless they want to cripple the deck a lot, then they hit Shidodoji grade 2. Make it something in the lights of Chrono Trigger. So you need to full right line. But yeah, like I say, in my opinion, should do like I say, the auto, the on place, it's really good. It's not as good as the check top, like basically tutor one card put to hand shuffle, like Isazo is. Isazo is the problem, not Sudodoji. But some people may argue that Sudodoji grade 2 is the problem because it enables Isazo. I can understand that completely. But yeah, if you ask me, hit Sudodoji or hit Isazo, in my opinion, hit Isazo and unrestrict the chronojet right line so where you can use any V2 because currently if I'm not wrong in Japanese version of the game you cannot use you basically need to have the full chronojet right line for you to have a G deck and just lift that and you make it so where you only need 3 1 and 0 like all other strat decks like Blue Artefact Messiah like Shiranui so that Chronojet players don't complain why Shiranui gets to have a different grade 2. Just let them have the grade 2. Any grade 2 right line back. As I'm saying is because Chronojet's not as big of a threat as before because of the simple reason of literally a lot more decks are better than Chronojet. I'm just saying it right now. A lot of decks are better than Chronojet. In my opinion, Dolls is better than Chronojet is because Dolls can actually do something when your opponent is not at like when your opponent is not at grade 3, you can do something. Unlike Chronojet, which if you're grade 2 game, you're most likely going to suffer. And Dolls can build up resources a lot better than Chronojet. That's at least in my opinion. So yeah, just let Chronojet have the grade 2 just ban Isazo. Or if you really hate the um, if you really hate should like Shiranui being able to use Kratos Ozoji, you can ban this, uh, whatever. Like you can use Genkai, and if I'm not wrong, Genkai is still pretty decent too. Yeah, on like when you have Vanguard, Wave 3, Demon Stalker Gun Shiranui is on place called this. If you call so touch one and then call a card from your opponent's drop. So basically, this card, like I say, it's not that bad. The problem is that the second skill is mostly useless. Mostly, the first skill not that bad. Is because if you get denied, like if you're fighting against dolls, against Volstra, your opponent's not gonna have any rear guard, and Genkai will solve that problem because it forces your opponent to call a card from drop. Oh, wait. Yeah. So I wouldn't even say it's going to be a nerf. It's going to be a really big nerf, but it's not going to be a really like a nerf so impactful that it makes Shiranui um, fall from A tier. Shiranui is still S tier. That's how just strong the Shiranui kit is. Giving this deck 2 3 standards outside of this fucking card stupid. And if Shododoji becomes banned, there's literally no reason for you to use 4 Prior take out the Shiranui, put in the 4 Prior. Don't complain a lot because the plus 15k shield is unlike some other decks. Chronojet is not fucking useless because you have Esperaridea. Yeah, turns out it's not as bad as some people think. And if you run 4 Prior, you could even cut like 1 or even 2 Sekie for 3 to 4. Very nice Peridia and make Prior even more stupid. Now, we currently do not know what the ban is, like what the restriction is going to be. So I'm just going to like say This is the current list that I'm sticking. Some people, like I say, put like some people put Genkai and put Briorves for Pyrita, cut to Sekie. So they still run 10 resanded or even sometimes they run for like 12 resanders because they don't have Isaso and max 10 rate and then put one of the grade 2 one place soul charge plus 5Ks, the one where it's an 8 base. So yeah, that's for the right line. Now for the G deck, I'm not going to explain what the G deck actually, what the G deck contains. Basically, for Moguro, for Magundenbu. Dot. Okay, so we're going to the deck. I'm going to start um with PGs. Yeah, this is the best PG that Dragon Empire has. Make stealth fucking playable. Finally. Elementaria, because fuck Luard. Um, 8 crits, because crits is stupid. I'm just gonna say this. I don't like crits. From the very first time that I play Vanguard, the one thing that I always complain about are crits. That's it. I hate crits. I like stand. Because back then, stand is literally nearly useless. You're using stand for the effect, and that is when G arrives. I'm talking before G. Stand was fucking useless unless you're playing Novas and you just put, like, if I'm not wrong, 12 crits, 4 heals. That's your whole deck because it fucking works. Because draw a shit front, like there's no fronts, and even if there is, like, if there is fronts, it's fucking broken because CB2 plus 5k. Woo. And stands, like I say, fucking almost useless. Almost useless. Yeah, 8 crits because it wins games. Heal, you could run effect heals. I don't like effect heals. I like the consistency of normal heals, of vanilla heals, and because I like the art of vanilla heals better. Because not gonna lie, the heals on Dragon Empire, especially the effect heals, is fucking shit. Look at this. What the fuck he's doing? He's like absorbing light from his mother's fucking forehead. And what is this? What is this? I don't understand and I don't like it because it's fucking ugly. This is not bad, but the effect's near useless. Well, unless you're going second. But um, actually, it no, because Divine Z is a thing. Therefore, progress and other stuff makes this heal useless. Yeah, that's why I don't run effect heals. I don't like is A, the art is bad. B, I like the consistency because not all decks gives 2 crits by an effect and not all decks restands. Something like dolls, it calls. And calling is not the same unit attacking twice. So the restand heals, anti-stand heals is useless. The anti-crit heals are useless because the current best decks or the decks that people actually run don't have more like +1 crit because of an effect. Most of them, unless you're fighting against Zorga or some shit like that, they are run this. And the greed over heal are fucking useless. Yeah. And we're going to go to grade ones. First of all, I only run 3 Tenrei because Shenri is a card. It exists. And it is just a better Tenrei 80% of the time. Because Counterblast 1 for a draw is nothing to compare to getting a soul and draw one card, and it's also 13k beat stick, like boosting stick or booster. The thing is just when a dominated attack hit goes to hand, you want to like especially if you have Isaso, you want to conserve counterblast, which is why I only run 310 ray. I run 310 rays because I I don't want to run for Katrigit Snake because my main focus is not Oboro. Oboro actually takes me out a lot faster. Um, there's a reason why I run two Oboro, three um Katrigits in it because if I'm going more than uh if I'm going to go to Mugro more than once, that means I just back out in turn five, and I don't have that kind of like deck space, like deck at that point. Turn four, I'm most likely going to have only 12 cards in deck, and going to Oboro is already hurt. It cuts down from like draw, try check. That's at least 5 cards out before this fucking card. Because the draw, before the draw, before you spin, before you draw, before you draw, which is why you don't go to Oboro more than once usually in a game. And usually they have like goes to Magunda and as their main stride. So yeah, that's why that's why I only run 310 because I don't want to deck out. That's just it. I don't want to deck out. I need the counter blast and I need the counter blast for Magotenbu because my main stride is Magotenbu, not Oboro. Oboro is my second stride, and basically I only go to Mugro once in a game. Okay, good. So free cutter isn't it? Like I say, Oboro is not my main. Magotenbu is my main. Yeah, and I run three is because sometimes I need to tutor because as 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 much solo as I can get, like I only have like one five, like one two three. I don't have like 10 souls that I can spare, and sometimes I do eat that soul. Um, it's because I for some reason I like this deck always to restands because it fucking has like at least 8 cards that can restand. This deck it's a lot of soul, and sometimes you need that soul, which is sometimes you ride Shiranui unironically. Yeah, that may defend like that may be like you can cut to just 210 range and for Katarigis, but I sometimes draw helps because you don't get Isazo if you break. So yeah, so just two overall, three Katarigis and that's enough. Shenri, um, there's a good reason on why this promo is 20,000 yen. Now, I don't know if it's actually 20,000 yen, but the last time that I checked, which is about 2 weeks ago, it is 20,000 yen. So let's see. Oh, 16 and a half, 17 and a half, 17, 21 and a half, 24 and a half. Holy fucking shit. 6k for one. 60 fucking dollars for one. $245 for playset. $222 for a fucking playset. 70,000, like 170 for a fucking playset. $22 for a playset. 215 $15 fucking dollars for a playset. Seven, like $175 a playset. 166 $166 for a playset. It's fucking insane. And there's a really good reason on why this card's hella expensive is because this is the most generic that there can be. Godiva can use it. Eugene can use it. Stealth decks can use it because it's a stealth card. Vermilion use it because you fucking play orders every single fucking turn. Tamayura can use it uh, if you want. It's not like I don't suggest you run this in Tamayura, but you could. You could run this in Fagra for some reason if you need soul, or if you don't like Midhat and you like the rush of 13k booster, you can basically this card is too good, and it being a magazine promo, like I can understand, is because historically Japanese magazine promos are either really good or really bad, no in between. So yeah, run this as a 4 off. Don't be fucking stupid. You have Folktale. You have the Greed 2 that I've said, the on place plus 5k soul touch one, but it will not replace Shenri. Shenri is too good of a card to replace unless your opponent somehow can, unless it's a meta where your opponent can flood the board at turn 1 and have a lot of cards in hand. Shenri will always be there because a 13k booster is a 13k booster. It's a really good card. And it's also because you're running grade 2 Sozodoji is also is basically a better 10 rate. And it's a grade 2 instead of grade 1 in a scenario where somehow you don't have these 8 cards that help you. No, not these 8 cards. 4, 8, 11 cards that help you stride. I'm counting Asparadia as big in because it's a grade 4 and realistically you're most likely going to discard this for stride if you don't have anything else. So yeah, it searches for the whole deck. And by I mean the whole deck, I mean the whole deck. This whole thing are all stealths. That's the reason why this card's really good. I don't know why people don't realize that when they came out, like when this first release, this PG for foil is 1,000 yen each. For the normal one is 780 yen each, and both of them are sold out in UUT. Now it's like still 1,000, but the for the foil, but for the non-foil it's like 400 yen, and they're in stock. Yeah, before it before the price went out is because it also exists. So yeah, um, Furai and Sekie. Now I like Furai a lot, but I do have to admit Sekie fills out a very niche role, a very niche role, and that role is if you don't get second strike Mukuro, then you should probably probably pull back your Furais, put two Sekie in the front, and that's your force, your second strike turn. If you can do that, and it's because it basically Mukuro gives you two cards, one Sekie gives you one card. So having two Sekie in front gives you two cards. Basically, if you go to Magun Tenbu on your second strike because you don't have because you cannot go to Mukuro, basically the same as going to go to Mukuro. And then if you go to Obro for your third strike because taking down five cards and put it in your hand, pray to God you have a Shiranui Obro in hand from that five cards, just one of them. And then you can intercept, and then next turn you can put Furai back to the front, which is why um, it still have its uses. I know it's a delayed use, but basically it turns a Magunten like a second Magunten in a row, basically second stride, don't get Mukuro into a Mukuro turn. It's not as impactful as a Mukuro because um, you don't get the draw checks, but drawing the card is almost as good as doing the draw check. Yes, it eats one more soul, but if you go to Magus Bamboo, you also have the additional effect of flipping a card face up in your G zone. Mukuro doesn't do that. So if you go to Mukuro, you put Seki in front, it's going to be 20k most likely on your second strike. So that means this thing's 20k. This thing is 20,000 power. If you go to Makun Tenbu as your second strike, your front row most likely going to be plus 15k because you have three face up cards. The first one is Makun Tenbu and it the flip. The second one is the flip. The third one is the flip from Makun Tenbu. So you have three cards face up. This thing turns into 25k, and a 20k is dog shit compared to 25k because one trigger shut down 20k's and a 25k does not get shut down by one trigger. It does get shut down by two triggers, but the chances of your opponent checking two triggers is likely. But you can pray. So yeah, I like Sekie a lot more than Vairina, but Vairina do have its uses, and I'm going to skip through Shiranui Oboro because uh, I already explained it in Katari Gitsune, and because I need the space. And for normal Shiranui, you have a choice, like I say, either pure vest or vest. This because I like to call, like if I don't have Izaza from that top five, I like to call this. And even then, if there is an Izazo, if I have an Izazo in hand, I will not call it the Izazo. I will most likely put the Izazo of Tuso and call this Shiranui because if you do like I don't want to say commit because you're not technically committing to it. It's because a 13k beats like a 13k body. If you call booster, that thing is at least 21k because you're putting either Katarigitsune or Tendre. You don't put Shinri behind Shiranui because it makes a 26k. And the difference between 26k and 21k, in my opinion, is not noticeable. Yes, it gets locked up by one trigger, but your opponent's going to take that anyways. I'm just going to be honest here. Compared to an 18k, um, you're most likely going to take the 21k if you need to take one. So yeah. So and Shinri being boosting the grade twos means that it's a 23k. That means it's not an 18k, which is why you don't put Shinri behind Shiranu because it's overkill in my opinion. Unless you have like three Shenri in hand, which means you already won the game. Because having three Shenri in hand is too good. Like you basically just won the whole game because of 23, 23, 23k swing at the very least. Or if you're boosting an 8k, 21k. If you have either Katarigizne or Tenene in front. And that's still not half bad because 21k is better than being an 18k. Yeah. Like I say, you can replace this with Priorves. I don't want Priorves in deck because why would the fuck would I use Priorves if I can tutor with Shogudoji? And we go to the last piece, which is two Vairina Esperidia. This card's a fucking mistake. I'm just gonna say it here. This card's a fucking mistake. Why do I say this card's a mistake? Is because of the second. It only says when your Vanguard attacks and not when your Vanguard attacks if this unit is in this overdress state. Yeah, that's about it. If this card has the added restriction of If this card is in overthrow state, you will. This card is probably bad outside of our decks, but they don't because they don't future-proof this card, or they did future-proof this card. I don't know. So yeah, um, this is the deck list. I'm not posting this like because no, fuck this shit. That name, uh, Shiranui is broken because Shiranui is broken. It's not as broken as when first as when Chronojet first arrives, but we don't talk about it. So, the post, the code is dun 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 CJ2H. There you go. It's the English backlog for the uh, Japanese edition of the game. It's global backlog. So yeah, there you go. This is my deck. Like it's basically cookie cutter list, but it's a really good list. There's a good reason why it's a cookie cutter list. It's because I don't need to think. So yeah, um, I need to go to sleep because tomorrow I need to do even more work. Names. I don't want to say my name because some people like I just don't. So yeah, um, do normal YouTube stuff like subscribe. I'll see you later. And do remember, Shadow is not the problem. Isozo's the problem. I'm defending this boy because I'm not because I spent like 7,000 yen on the fucking FR version because I'm a fucking dumbass and I don't want my money to suddenly go away. Thanks. Goodbye.